Students, next problem you can work it on your own. There is not much of adjustment. I'm going to send you the photocopy of the solution of these problems. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, they've asked you to calculate liquidity ratios. Any ratios you can calculate. Solvency, debt equity ratio and proprietary ratio. Solvency ratio is nothing but long-term solvency ratio or capital structure ratios. Profitability ratios, any ratio you can calculate and then comment on this. Okay, and similarly the next problem also you can work out on your own, students. So only one adjustment, one important item that I would like to tell you is they've asked you to calculate long-term funds to fixed assets. So long-term funds include what? Short-term shareholders funds and long-term loans. So this you remember. Long-term funds includes shareholders funds and long-term loans. So otherwise everything remains the same. Here the calculation is wrong. Okay, I made the changes and then I'm going to send you the photocopy of these ratios. And when you are working out the problems, when you get the wrong, that is the calculation is wrong in the textbook, students, but if you have understood the formulas, you concentrate on that and then you get the answer. And the next problem also you can work out on your own, students. I am going to send you the solution for this. So current ratio, inventory ratio, proprietors funds to liabilities, quick or liquid ratio, average collection period. And only one thing that I would like to discuss here is liquidity ratio. It is nothing but total liabilities, that is long-term liability plus short-term liability. So they have asked you proprietor funds to liquidity ratio. So it includes long-term. This 10th problem, students. I think this problem also you can work it out. I am not going to work out this problem. So only thing is this profitability ratio they have asked you. The formula will be EBIT divided by sales into 100. This point you remember. Okay. Otherwise everything remains the same. And then you have debtors turnover ratio. Since in this problem they have not given you CGS, you can take it as sales divided by average debtors. Okay. And similarly, even for calculating stock turnover ratio, expressed in terms of sales, then you will get 4.8 times. Okay. So I am going to send you the photocopy of the solution. Next problem also you can work out, students. They have asked you liquidity, solvency, profitability and activity ratios. You can calculate any type of ratios, but in the problem in the textbook they have worked out few two ratios under all the head. So here one thing I would like to stress is interest coverage ratio. So as I have already discussed while discussing the formula, it is profit before interest and tax divided by interest charges. So profit will be 5,20,000. This is after tax. To that you have to add interest and tax. Okay, you will get 12 lakh divided by interest charges is rupees 1,60,000. Then you have 7.5 times. So even this problem you can work out on your own. And then the next problem you can skip, students. That is not that important. Okay, this problem is not that important. You can skip this problem. And moving on to the next problem, that is you have debtors velocity, creditors velocity, stock velocity. So this also you can write on your own. Why? Because I have already taught you. And students, I will be working out the problems which is given in the other photocopy that you have already. Okay, so I am not going to work out all the problems. There are 3 problems which will be asked, 3 to 4 problems for 2 marks. So these problems I am going to work out. So the first problem is current liabilities of a company are rupees 3 lakh. Okay, and its current ratio is 3:1 and quick ratio is given as 1:1. So we have to calculate what? Stock in trade. So this is the solution. Given current liability is given as 3 lakh, current ratio 3:1, quick ratio is 1:1, and stock we have to find out. Write the formula. Current ratio is equals to current assets divided by current liabilities. So if you cross multiply, you will get 9 lakh. So 9 lakh is current assets. Now we have calculated 9 lakh. What is the next step? Apply this quick ratio formula. Quick ratio is equals to quick assets divided by current liabilities. So they have given you current liability. So quick ratio is equals to 1. 1 divided by 1 is equals to quick assets divided by 3 lakh. So how much is quick asset? 3 lakh. So you have calculated current assets and quick assets. We can calculate stock. Why? Because you already know that stock is nothing but the total of all current assets minus quick assets. So stock is equals to 6 lakh. So this is how you are going to work out problems for 2 marks. Next problem. CGS is 1,60,000 and stock turnover ratio is 5 times. Closing stock is rupees 4,000 more than the opening stock. So calculate opening stock. So here is the solution for that problem. So given CGS 1,60,000, which I have already discussed, and then closing stock is 4,000 more, and stock turnover is 5 times. So we have to calculate opening stock. First, apply stock turnover ratio. What is the formula? CGS divided by average stock. If you apply this formula, you will calculate average stock. Why? Because stock turnover ratio is 5 times. 5 is equals to 1,60,000, which is CGS, which is given in the problem, divided by average stock. So 5 times the average cross multiply. Okay, 5 times average stock is equals to 1,60,000. Therefore, average stock is rupees 32,000. So next we have to continue with the calculation of opening stock. So let opening stock be X. So they say that closing stock is 4,000 more than opening stock. So it will be X plus 4,000. Therefore, apply this formula. Average stock is equals to opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. So 32,000 is the average stock which we have found out, is equals to X is opening stock plus X plus 4,000 is closing stock divided by 2. When you cross multiply, so you have the steps. Okay, so you follow the steps, then X is equals to how much? 30,000. What is X? It is nothing but opening stock. So when you have opening stock, you can calculate closing stock, that is 34,000. So in the next problem, gross profit ratio is 20% on sales, and then gross profit is given as 1 lakh and cash sales is given as 1,20,000. So they have asked you to calculate the debtors turnover ratio. Average debtors is also given as 95,000. First write the given. So how much is gross profit? 20% on sales. Total gross profit is rupees 1 lakh. Cash sales is 1,20,000. Average debtors is how much? 95,000. We have to calculate debtors turnover ratio. So if you have to calculate debtors turnover ratio, what is missing, students? Credit sales. So how to calculate credit sales? First we have to calculate total sales. From that we have to deduct cash sales. So how to calculate total sales? Gross profit ratio is equals to gross profit divided by net sales into 100. So how much is gross profit ratio? 20 is equals to, gross profit is given as 1 lakh divided by net sales into 100. So cross multiply. 20 times the net sales is equals to 1 lakh into 100. So net sales is equals to 1 lakh into 100 divided by 20. So net sales is how much? 5 lakh. Now we have calculated net sales. So from this information we can calculate credit sales. Therefore credit sales is equals to net sales minus cash sales. So which is nothing but 3,80,000. Now apply debtors turnover ratio. Debtors turnover ratio is equals to net credit sales divided by average debtors. So it will be 4 times. Next problem, long-term debt to equity ratio of a company is 3:5. Equity amount is rupees 75,000. What is the value of long-term debt? So here long-term debt to equity ratio is nothing but debt equity ratio, which is nothing but long-term debt or outsiders funds divided by shareholders funds. So here is the solution. So given debt equity ratio is equals to 3.5, 3:5, then equity is equals to 75,000. Long-term debt we have to calculate. What is the formula for debt equity ratio? Long-term debt or outsiders funds divided by shareholders funds. So the ratio given is 3:5. So 3 divided by 5 is equals to long-term debt divided by 75,000. So cross multiply. So 3 into 75,000 is equals to 5 times long-term debt. Therefore long-term debt will be how much? 45,000. So this we have calculated. So we have to prove. Okay. So if you want, you can prove and check whether your answer is right or wrong. Debt equity ratio is equals to long-term debt divided by shareholders funds. Therefore it will be 45,000 divided by 75,000. So which is nothing but 9 divided by 15. So if you further simplify, it will be 3 divided by 5. Therefore the ratio is 3:5, which is given in the problem. So we have proved it. Okay. So with this we'll complete the 2 marks problem, students, and the rest of the problems are very simple. I think you can work it out on your own on the basis of the hint that I have worked out in the other sheets. So the last topic is miscellaneous ratios. So I am going to work out those miscellaneous ratios now. This is the problem on miscellaneous ratios. Calculate EPS from the following data. EPS is nothing but earnings per share. Net profit after tax is 50,000 and 10% preference share capital is of rupees 10 each. It is 1 lakh. And then equity share capital rupees 10 each. It is also 1 lakh. So write the formula. EPS is equals to net profit after tax and after dividend on preference shareholders divided by number of equity shares. How much is net profit after tax? 50,000 minus, you calculate preference dividend. So how much is the preference share capital given? 1 lakh. You calculate 10%. So you'll get 10,000 divided by how many equity shares you have? So equity share capital is given as 1 lakh. How much is the face value? 10. 1 lakh divided by 10, 10,000. So 40,000 divided by 10,000 is equals to rupees 4 per share. Write it as rupees 4 per share. Okay. The next problem. The capital of Star Company Limited is as follows. So you are required to calculate, that is 80,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each. How much is the capital? 8 lakh. Then you have new profit after tax, it is 60% of 2,70,000. Depreciation 60,000. Market price of share is 40 rupees. It is 40 rupees. And then equity dividend paid is 20%. Calculate EPS, price earning ratio, and then you have dividend yield ratio per equity share. So first let us calculate EPS. How do you calculate EPS? It is net profits available to equity shareholders divided by number of shares. So net profit after tax is given as 2,70,000. So from this we have to deduct what? Preference dividend. So how much is preference dividend? They say that it is profit after tax is 2,70,000. Preference dividend is 3 lakh into 9%. So it will be how much? 27,000. So what you will get? Net profit after tax and dividend, that is 2,43,000. Substitute the values in the formula. EPS is equals to 2,43,000 divided by 80,000, which is equals to 3.03. So this is earnings per share. Next one is price earning or profit earning ratio. The formula will be market price per equity share divided by EPS. How much is market price per equity share, which is given in the problem? 40, divided by EPS, which we have calculated is 3.04. So 13.16 rupees. 13.16 is profit earning ratio. Next you have dividend yield ratio. It is dividend per share divided by market price per share. So dividend per share, how you students? So how much is the dividend per share? They given 20%. So look here, it is given as 20%. So it is 20% of rupees per share and 10 rupees. So the share value is rupees 10. So calculate 20% on rupees 10, you will get 2 rupees divided by market price is 40 rupees into 100. So it is 5%. So similarly, you have one more problem. The following information is given about the company. So profit after tax at 60% is 3 lakh, and then market price of equity shares is rupees 50. Then equity dividend paid 20%. Then you have equity capital of rupees 10 shares each, rupees 40,000, and 9% preference share capital is rupees 2 lakh. So first let us calculate EPS. So profit after tax at 6%, 60% is 3 lakh, less 9% preference dividend 18,000. So profit after tax and dividend is how much? 2,82,000. Substitute the values in the formula. EPS is equals to net profit after tax and dividend divided by number of equity shares. 2,82,000 divided by 40,000 will be 7.05 per share. Next you have to calculate profit earning ratio, which is equal to market price per share divided by EPS. So 50 divided by 7.05. Next you have dividend yield ratio. So it is dividend per share divided by market price per share into 100. So 20% of rupees 10 divided by 50 into 100 will be 4%. So one more type of ratio which I would like to discuss is calculation of capital gearing ratio. So there is one more formula other than the formula that I have discussed in the notes. It is equity shareholders funds divided by preference share capital plus debentures. So this is the information given, students. Equity share capital, reserves and surplus, preference share capital and debentures. So they are given you for 2 periods. So for 2 periods we have to calculate capital gearing ratio. So capital gearing ratio is equals to, I have discussed the formula, equity shareholders funds divided by preference share capital plus debentures. So equity shareholders funds, you have only equity share capital and reserves and surplus. So it is 8 lakh divided by preference share capital plus debentures comes to how much? 5 lakh divided by 5 lakh, which is 8:5, and for the next year it is 6:7. So here we can say that in the first year it is low geared and in the second year it is high geared. Okay. So this is how we calculate the capital gearing ratio. This is not that important from the examination point of view, but still you go through this. So with this we'll complete all types of ratios, students. That is, first layer ratio was liquidity ratio, capital structure ratios, turnover ratios, profitability ratios and miscellaneous ratios. So I want all of you to by heart all the ratios and start working out the problems. The only last chapter left over is management reporting. I am going to send you the materials for that. Please go through the chapter. Thank you and good luck for your exam, students.